Hello everyone. This is a video series that I've been planning to do for a while. I'm calling it Pictures of the Past, although I'll probably add in other media later on when I find some. But pretty much I've just got tons and tons and tons of old pictures that I took a long time ago, and I don't have anything really to do with them except to store them on my external hard drive, so why not make a video and have a bit of reminisce about old school RS. So first off, this is the very first picture that I have saved. It's from sometime in late 2005, and I started in January 2005, so it's about a year after I started playing. First off, before I go into the actual picture, what I thought was pretty hilarious about these first bunches of pictures was that I didn't know how to save pictures to files, so I used the print screen button and I pasted them into Word documents. So I've got these Word documents that are just filled with images. So I don't know, it was just like the most ridiculous system. I figured it out after like a year, I think, of how to save them right into a picture file, but yeah, I remember that being incredibly awkward and annoying, but I still took a lot of pictures back then, so that was cool. So as you can see, I've got some okay stats here, actually, surprisingly high from what I remember, and I'm getting 75 Slayer, which is a pretty major achievement. I mean, gargoyles weren't too bad back then, I guess. And I thought it was interesting what I'm actually doing to train it. I'm ranging the aberrant specters through the door there. Used to be able to leave the door open. I think you could actually lure the aberrant specters inside the room, or maybe it was that they could just hit you through the door, because I remember doing Bloodveld tasks way back then and having to worry about going into the main Bloodveld room there rather than the little walkway around the northwest side of the tower. I remember being sort of afraid to go in there because the aberrant specters might hit me, and I didn't have the Slayer level to wear a nose peg at that point, so that was a bit different. Now it's like safe scape with doors that automatically open and close, and there's no way to really get in there without having all these warnings and things. But anyway, I should mention, when I started out, I learned about Slayer and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to do that. And the reason that I wanted to do it is because I was having trouble training prayer, and I read somewhere that Bloodvelds had a lot of bone drops, like they drop bones and big bones all in one drop. I mean, looking back at it now, I know that it's a really uncommon drop, and of course bearing bones isn't worth it anymore, but back then it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that task, and just training Slayer was nice, especially back then. So let's continue on. Let's see, it looks like I was 100 combat at the time, with 1351 total and 178 quest points. So I guess I did a lot of quests in that first year, 178 quest points. I think that actually might be all of the quests that there were. It looks like I'm wearing a Legends cape there, or maybe I'm just looking at it at a bad angle, but it definitely looks like a Legends cape to me. So yeah, I must have been doing a lot of questing in that first year. And okay, so here's another picture, same idea. I probably got it on the same task, although not sure about that. So yep, using my magic short bow, and look at the weapon attack styles, how you chose them there. I remember that being like that for a really long time, and then they changed it to the 2x2 square for choosing attack styles that it is now. Just a bit of a change. But yeah, more safe spot ranging there. For some reason it looks like I'm wearing a Zami God cape there. I wonder what happened to the Legends cape from the previous clip. Maybe it wasn't the same trip, maybe it was another one. Actually, yeah, it was definitely a different one. It looks like I'm wearing wizard boots in this one, and looking back at the other one I was wearing rune boots there, so that's sort of strange. Oh, okay, and now this next one, well, first off, I mean, the obvious thing is that I got a left half, so that's pretty cool. I know that they were quite rare then. I'm not really sure how much I sold it for, but probably a decent bit, maybe a mill or two. And I thought it was sort of funny that I blanked out people's names in the chat. I must have gone into Paint, because it looks like I resaved as a JPEG and the quality is horrible. I mean, yeah, I must have done something wrong there. Although I guess the quality was probably pretty bad to start out with. Look at the just like the low level of detail and everything compared to what it is like now. Those are the herbs. It's almost unrecognizable compared to what they are now. And back then, of course, it was all unids, and for those of you who don't know about that, all of the herb drops, instead of having grimy and clean herbs, you used to have unidentified and then identified herbs. So every herb drop you got would be unidentified, and in order to find out what type it would be, you either had to identify it, or if you knew what unidentified types you had, you could put them in your bank, and then when you got more, they'd stack with the other ones. That was such a bother though for a lot of things, but it was also a good way to merchant. Oh, and also I've got my my Ectophile on me to teleport. That's nice. Let's see. What have we got here? This looks like it's part of the same clip, probably the unedited version, so I'll just skip past this. Okay, yes, here we are. So it looks like I'm ready to make the dragon square shield here. This is, whoa, Varrock. It looks quite different. It looks much greener, doesn't it? I guess the, yeah, I guess they changed that around a bit. Definitely doesn't look like that anymore. Although, I mean, it's still recognizable, of course. So, let's see. The graphics on the jewelry is they're so different. The ring looks really bulky, and the amulet, or no, the games necklace there looks very thin. That's interesting. Let's see, I'm just reading through the chat here, and it looks like I'm making a dragon square for someone. So, that's interesting. I don't recall doing that at all, but anyway. I guess not all that many people had 65 smithing back then. Okay, here we are, killing some Calphites. I must have got myself a set of full Guthans. Picking up those mithril squares and keeping my empty vials, oh yeah. And of course my dragon scimitar, and I'm using a dragon square there. Oh yeah. Dragon squares actually do look pretty decent, and yeah, I don't know, they're not too bad, I guess. Doesn't look like I have any anti-poisons though. I wonder if I just forgot them, or what's up with that, because interesting. I must have been using Guthans pretty much constantly to heal if I didn't have antis. Anyway, yep, there's me healing with Guthans. Yeah, people who didn't use Guthans and are used to easy healing methods now, yeah, it was so slow. You'd have to switch every like 5 minutes to heal up and then switch back, and oh man. Oh, and I'm using my I've got my warrior helm in my inventory there like a boss, wearing it there. Oh yeah, warrior helm for the win. I remember a friend of mine was all about accuracy and attack levels, and he was definitely pushing me to go for the accuracy rather than the Zerker helm there. Yeah, sort of the opposite of what it is now, although I guess it might have actually been better back then, because I of course wasn't using any offensive prayers on these tasks. I mean, using prayer pots would have been too expensive at the time. I mean, I don't think I was even using I don't think I was using any combat potions either. I mean, my stats aren't boosted, so I was just meleeing with the scimitar. Okay, and let's see. This next one, I must have been doing those elf quests. I've got my 2 elf teleport crystals, just a mourner top and legs. I wonder why I didn't have the other pieces. And I must have used up all of like my inventory of cakes getting through the area. I remember failing constantly on those obstacles. It was such a bother. Wait, is that an... I'm using an agility potion there. Oh yeah, like a boss. And it looks like I'm also wearing a leather coif and possibly a Sarah book. That 8 defense bonus, I guess. Nice. Okay, more doing those elf quests. I remember running past... That's a dark beast. If you didn't recognize it, it sort of looks like a lump of dirt. They did not look quite as impressive as they currently do before the update. Okay, so this next one, finishing up not finishing up, but just leveling up my attack level while doing Morning's End Part 2, which was a huge bother. That's one of the few quests that I didn't do when it was released, just because it was such a difficult puzzle. And yeah, especially without all the healing methods and things that you've got now, I remember that being a huge pain. All those shadow things everywhere hurt a ton. Oh yeah, and the old run energy screen, rather than having the convenient thing in the top right by your minimap, you had to go to the tools, or the not the tools, but like the player options down there, and you had to switch on run manually there. Auto retaliate was there, weight carried, energy, and then all the emotes. I sort of miss this. All the emotes were done by name. They changed that when they added in the foreign servers, because a lot of the foreign words for the emotes wouldn't fit in like that. But I do sort of miss having them by name, because it was so much easier to do it compared to how it is now with just the little pictures. So 83 attack, not bad. Oh, and remember, your run energy back then regains so much more slowly. When they did that agility update, I don't remember when it was, but it was relatively recent. Yeah, they made that so much better. But anyway, that's been over 10 minutes now. I was planning to do this series in about installments of 10 minutes apiece, so I'll definitely be doing a lot more. I've got tons and tons of pictures. So if this is something that you'd be interested in seeing more of, please subscribe, thumbs up, and thanks for watching.